And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Anytime you're talking about fundamentals in a market and direction, fundamentals take a little bit of time to play out.
We got crude oil today, kind of trading yesterday's value area really nicely, low to high.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good afternoon, friends and traders. Welcome to Market Recap. I am Dan Hodgman. It is Thursday, August 12th. I hope you guys all had a great day. Equities were really the only markets moving here today. When you look at crude oil, tight 20 to 40 cent range, other than one little dip. You've got gold closing the gap to settlement price and just sitting right on settlement all day. Euro, same exact concept there. Closed the gap to settlement, broke off a little bit, and never got back up there. And the 10-year note just traded right around settlement price. But the equity markets, they are on the move. Decent jobs numbers today. Showed a little bit of excitement there. Little volatile, though, right off the open, right? A lot of people here I know are trading Nasdaq, and I have been trading that a little bit here lately. Nasdaq actually opened up, and it really was in a nice, ideal spot for taking a long. I took a little bit of a loss off the open and finally got a chance to get in on the long side, and the longs ended up getting paid, but the longs got chewed up right off the open looking for the gap to close. So pretty good day all around. I hope you guys like that new little intro video we got here. Just got that finished today. Very excited about that, so let us know what you think. A little better than just a clock counting down there, so excited about that one. I want to say hello to everyone, and the news, which usually is the main topic here. There's something that's creating opportunity right when we look at this news, and there's not a whole lot going on today. Facebook delaying its return to office until January, kind of like every other business out there. They've been talking about a lot of these businesses, especially the bigger organizations, delaying return to office. You've got Disney announcing earnings after the bell. So really no major news. George, good to see you. Brett, level 2, good to see you. Pretty good day. A red day, but managed well. Good. Glad to hear that. Tanya, good to see you. I made $50 scratching out too early on the correct side of the trade twice, like a boss. I know how that one goes. We will take a look at some of these charts here. And truthfully, like I said, when you look at something like crude oil today or gold, one trade in gold, running it up to settlement price and kind of calling it a day there. Crude oil, you look at crude oil, settlement price in crude today was $69.25. We're on our lows today, other than a quick break around 10 o'clock this morning. But we're pretty much on our lows right now at $68.93. So 30-cent range within the crude oil market. Pretty tough to catch those trades, right? And I'll be blunt with you. If I'm taking a trade, there's probability with the ranges we've seen in crude oil that I could be in this thing all day and not really hit a stop loss for me, unless I'm trying to catch a break off a settlement price when we got up there. That's about the only trade I really saw here today. So we'll take a look at it and we'll go from there. I do see some comments and questions. Good afternoon, Norman. For chart tip, Dan. Yep. Possibilities are always huge, no doubt about that. PD, do you do personal coaching at Top Step? I do not, but we do have that. You can find that right on our website, but you wouldn't work with me directly. So let's go ahead and take a look at these charts and see what we got going on. As always, we're going to start out with our crude oil market. So like we said, settlement price was $68.25, or $69.25, which is today's value area high. Here's our open. We rallied right to settlement price. Yesterday's point of control as well. So if I'm looking at an opportunity, maybe I'm catching the closing the gap. But really, we opened up right at about $69. A 25-cent move is going to be really difficult when the point of invalidation for a trade like that off the open, and this is where you have to pay attention to, we're closing the gap to set that closed the gap on settlement price. Sometimes that trade is not set up. So yes, in this case, it would have paid you out. You would have made that $250 a contract, and phenomenal, great job if you saw it. But when I look at this setup, where is my point of invalidation? All I have to go at is an overnight swing low, which puts me down at 60, let's call it 68.65, right? So if we're getting in up at $69, so that's a 35-cent risk to make 25 cents. This is where these trades won't work out. You guys know me, it's the first thing I'm looking at every single day. I'm looking for the opportunity to possibly close the gap to settlement price, but if the risk is too great for the trade, it's not worth it to me. So I'm not doing anything off this open. I'm waiting for some other levels to come into play. So we've got settlement price at 68.925 with point of control from yesterday up there. And you know me, prior day value areas. We got value area all the way up here at 69.42. That's where I'm going to start to look for my short. That to me is where our trade opportunity is at. Catch the short on the high side of yesterday's value area. So if we're looking at that, we're running up 69.40, let's call it, with an overnight swing high at 69.62. And all I'm looking for this thing to do is rotate towards the bottom of today's regular trading channel, which happens to be today's value area low. So that to me is our best opportunity for a trade, locking in approximately 50 cents. And our risk in that trade was a little over 20 cents. That to me was the only trade of the day really that set up nicely. If you saw other things too, there definitely were other chances, but based off of what we look at here pretty regularly, that was the setup, and that's the trade I saw here today. Next, let's go ahead and look at the S&P 500, which, like I said, a little volatile on the open. We got a little shaky, but this market was off to the races. Yesterday's settlement price in this market was 44.40 half. 44.40 half. So right here, market opens up relatively close to settlement price, right? If we're looking at it, it's 44.40 half. We open up just underneath settlement price. So closing the gap to settlement is not there off the open. We have to look for that next opportunity. So here's where we start to look. Remember, markets are elastic. Levels are elastic. We're looking for those markets to come in. We've got a swing low from yesterday. Where's it at? 44.30. We have a swing low today. Where's that at? 44.30. Market starts to rotate back inside. I'm not looking for the long down here. It's not realistic to me. I'm not looking to catch that fast turnaround there. I'm waiting for this market to rotate back into yesterday's value area. This is when I'm starting to look for a trade. As soon as we get inside value area, 44.35 here. That to me, once I start to see this market accept inside, that's when I'm looking for an opportunity. I'm looking for this market continuing in the trend that we are going. It's as simple as that. Now, if I get in approximately that 35 level, I've got a couple places I can look for my out. I can try and just take it easy and run the 6 points up right to yesterday's value area high, or I can start to look for this market to break out and make a new high. But we have three good areas up above to really find an opportunity to take the long here. Unlike Nasdaq, this one didn't give as strong of a pullback for more entry points, but this was to get in on the trend. We really had one decent, okay pullback right around noon here today, noon Central Time. But this is where I'm going to be hesitant to try and get in on trend at lunchtime or after lunchtime, heading towards the end of the day. This is when I'm trying to peel off my own trading. But if you are trading throughout the day, remember, you're looking for the points of weakness to get in and move with trend. You're not looking for that instant reversal. Trend is consistent. Trend's our friend. We know this market on a higher time frame is continuing to mark new highs. We are looking for this market to continue in that trend direction. next, let's go ahead and look at the Nasdaq now. Nasdaq was pretty volatile right off the open. Settlement price here is 15,019.5. 15,019.5, and just opposite of the S&P 500. This market opened up away from settlement price. But here's where it's a little bit different. This is where I got stopped out. I won't even lie. Market opened up and I loved our location. We pulled back just a little bit. It put me into a great area for point of invalidation, looking just on the other side of yesterday's value area. And this is where, to me, I was really looking for that long opportunity. I was in a little too early. I have no problem admitting it. I took a loss right off the open as the market went against me. I got shaken out. I got stopped out. As soon as this market accepted back inside value area is when I went ahead and I got in right away once again. Because remember, just because we get stopped out once doesn't mean that trade is invalid. It just means, hey, right now this isn't working. Look for that next opportunity. I still liked closing the gap. I'm still looking for that. Market accepted back inside value area. And what do we have at yesterday's settlement price? We also have yesterday's point of control. So to me, everything's telling me once I get back inside value area, I'm going to take that chance once again. And I'm going to try and run this market right up to value area and lock in a solid 45 points to the upside. That, to me, that's an out. I'm walking away on that one, and I'm waiting for the next opportunity. Market continued higher. We pressed through yesterday's value area high. All right, now here's the question. And this market set up so nicely, showing acceptance above value area. Once we showed that acceptance, it was our opportunity to go long again and take that trend higher and possibly see if we can make it up to yesterday's highs. Didn't quite make there, but we worked pretty hard. Pulls back, tests below yesterday's value area, zero acceptance, pretty blatantly obvious. Boom. Another chance for a long, stop on the other side of value area, look to see this thing continue higher. So some really nice setups here in the Nasdaq. Now, the next few markets, like I already kind of alluded to, there's not a ton of opportunity other than closing the gap to settlement price off the open. Settlement price in gold was 1753.30. 1753.30. Market opens up away. Volatile. Here's where it comes into play. Here's where an opportunity starts to set up. We checked point of control from yesterday after John spoke. We broke down just a little bit. We moved through about $2 through. And that's when this market closed the gap to settlement. That's about, to me, really the only good opportunity in this market. Maybe you found the pullback and you were just trying to take a little bit out of the market each time. To me, making $100 or $200 is probably something I'm going to try to avoid in a market like gold, because I tend to want to risk $100 or more than a couple $100 when trading this. Because truthfully, it's really difficult to be successful trading if you're only risking 5 cents or so, or 50 cents, I guess, in this case, per opportunity. So I'm looking to expand my risk. And when the market gets this tight, really is not going to work for my style of trading. Next, we'll look at the euro. Same thing applies here. Euro yesterday, we saw it break outside of this channel and just choppy all around. Maybe we were looking for this overnight low to really hold, which held yesterday, held overnight. We broke through that last night, or this off the open. We rallied right up above it. We hit settlement price. Settlement price was 117.45 half, 117.45 half. So the market opened up, it settled, broke down, rallied right back to settle, broke down, and has started to work its way back again. To me, this was really choppy. We've got this magnified a little bit, but really when we start to look at this, this was a very tight day on the grand scheme of things here. So tough opportunity. Again, it's markets moving away from settlement price. Really, to me, off the open, if you were looking for some chance, seeing if you can get a move from settlement price. We watched it fail multiple times prior to open, even as we opened up, and maybe that was your chance to catch the short down to value area low of yesterday. That really was the big chance for me. Otherwise, this was A difficult trade day here in this market. And then lastly, let's take a look at this 10-year note. Just kind of all over the place. Settlement price in this one was 133.18 half. 133.18 half. Market opened up right at settlement price. We worked right down to yesterday's value area. Right? So good opportunity here to manage our risk, to take the long. Remember, the first thing I'm thinking until market accepts outside of range is I am looking for an inside day. That's the first thing I am looking at. When I have the market trading within the value of the prior day's or trading within prior day's value areas, I'm looking to stay inside that. My instinct is not going to look to down here when the market comes down to the low side is to sell that because I'm looking for the breakout. Probabilities are not in my favor if I'm looking for the breakout. Probabilities are in my favor if I'm looking for that market to rotate back inside. And that was, to me, really where our chance was. All right, everybody, those are our markets here today. Like I said, I hope you guys have all had a wonderful day so far. Exciting day. Weekend is almost here. Tomorrow is Friday, so take your time. Be patient leading up into it. And remember, we all know what Fridays are for. Fridays are for managing our risk. Capital preservation day. If we're up this week, we're coming in risking very little to start the day. If we're down this week, we're not coming in trying to make back all of our losses. We're coming just to set ourselves in a little better position come Sunday night. Last thing you want to do on a Friday is have a crappy day, and it will ruin your entire weekend. That I can promise you. So come in tomorrow, manage that risk, be patient, and take your time. Super appreciate that statement, Dan. I used to feel like I was missing trades when I moved too far away from wherever I wanted to enter. Now it feels like I saved myself a bad risk. Hey, that's a great way to look at it, Tanya, right? Sometimes it's just not there, whether we're getting shaken out or not. I can't tell you how many times I have sat in a trade. I know I'm on the right side of it, but I don't like the heat I'm taking. I don't like what order flow is showing me. I close it out, and the market goes in my favor. It happens all the time to every single one of us. And we can't sit here and dwell on that. It just continue to look forward and keep trading. So, all right, everybody, I got to hustle on out of here. So, John will be back tomorrow morning really quick, just so I don't forget. No major economic releases tomorrow. It is Friday the 13th, so keep that one in mind. But I'm going to run. So, John will be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central Time. Until then, stay safe, wash your hands, trade smart, and trade well. I look forward to seeing you guys in the markets. Take care, everybody.